what's been important to you in terms of wellness? Because you are a very, you're a healthy person in a lot of ways, mind, body, and spirit, I think. So I'm curious to see what works well for you, and or if you have advice for people on what you feel like wellness is, or what is wellness to you. I'm not too sure if something's kind of coming up in your mind, or if Jody, you want to tag on to that. But
yeah, I love that direction. I would also love to hear what are the things that kind of stop you in your tracks, that you find yourself,
yeah.
that you're vulnerable to. Like, I know what I'm vulnerable to when it comes to body image, like my triggers. I'm curious what your triggers are that you are probably really aware of, that you catch yourself, thinking not what you should be thinking about yourself and your body. And yeah.
Okay, I have to go back to Courtney's question first, and I'm just writing this down so I can remember to talk about it. So vulnerability and body image. Yeah, so for me, when Courtney was talking, the first thing that I thought about when I think of wellness first is balance. And I have been, like most people, have gone through something traumatic in their life, or some sort of hardship, or something that they've had to overcome, a challenge, whatever that is. And it's different for every single person, and it's not up to us as people to judge what that is, or to say like, hey, my situation is worse than yours, or my situation wasn't as bad. Like, it's just, it is what it is, and everyone deals with things at their own time and in their own way. So for me, it's really about balance, and I've had to learn that a hard way. And that's through these experiences that I've had. And I find that as soon as you're off balance, like, that's my trigger. Is as soon as I'm off balance, like, everything else kind of seems to get shifted and wrong, and I'm not enjoying it anymore. And so I need to figure out what that is. And I really strongly believe in staying true to yourself. So figuring out what kind of person you want to be, and staying true to those things. And that to me is wellness. And so, if staying fit is important to you, then, that's something that you want to make sure that you're doing, right? Or if maybe for me, it's more like my personality type that I wanted to work on when I went through this exercise with myself. So it was like, I want to be compassionate. I want to be kind. I want to be someone that people feel like they can approach. I want to be a strong leader. Like, and how can I be these things? I mean, for me, I've always been an active person, so that's not something like I try to work on. It's just something I know that I do, because that it's like ingrained in me, and it's just a part of my personality already. But if that's something that someone wants to be, then it's like, okay, figure out those things that you want to be and then work on it. Because I would say, like, there's been times in my life where I don't think that I've been the compassionate person that I want to be. So I wanted to make sure that I was. And even when I started Uplift Adventures, for example, I was still working full time, and it was really hard on me because I think I was sleeping like 3 hours a night, if that, and I felt really, really out of balance. And I was starting to act in ways that I didn't want to act, like that. And I felt like my my, what's it called when you when you like someone makes you angry, like my reaction time wasn't like the way I wanted it to be. I wasn't reacting the way I wanted to react. And I felt like I was becoming more of the kind of person that reacted on things, where I like to be able to calmly like take things in and then act on it. So that's because I was out of balance. So wellness is balance to me. And, I think that there is a portion of that is wellness, and there's a portion of that is your health, right? And health can be physical, and it's also your mental health. And sometimes we forget to work on both of those things. because mental to me is you know your emotions, but it's also your ability to learn and stay active and keep your mind active in an educational kind of setting. So you know there's mental and then there's physical, and there's all the things that come. I think most people have a good grasp on what physical means. So that to me is wellness. And then for vulnerability, um, I think I notice it not so much in body image. I don't know, like I've kind of had the same body most of my life, and I'm just okay with it. Things shift around, but that's okay. For me, it's more like how I react to things is when I notice things might be off. So if I like snap easily and I'm just like, like you're annoying me. Like if I react to those really easily, then I know something is off. And so I was thinking of something else. But those are the biggest things for me. And I also, I guess when it comes to the physical side of it, is that I can see it in my mood. Like if I haven't been physically active, like I start almost getting down on myself. So I know like even a walk will change my whole mood. So if I can get outside and just even do like, you know, a couple blocks, like it just almost instantly changes your mood. Sometimes I do that with, I don't know if I should tell all my secrets, but sometimes I do that with my friends. They say that they are having a bad day, and I don't know how to like respond to what they're saying. I just go, you know, hey, like I know you haven't been to Star Creek Falls yet. You want to go to Star Creek Falls? And we go, and I don't even have to say anything. But by the end, it's almost like they're instantly so grateful for everything, and they're saying like, wow, isn't it so great to live in Crozes Pass? Oh, I love it here. And I didn't even have to say anything. It was just that connection with being outdoors and being active, and it just changes the way you look at things.
I really appreciate the fact that you pointed out that it doesn't have to be big things, because I know that that's a pressure that I constantly have to remind myself to not put on myself. Like it doesn't, I don't have to accomplish A to Z. I have to just accomplish A. And that's enough to change my mood around and bring me back to that state of balance. I love that. Yeah, I really appreciate that, because I know that there's a lot of people out there, you know, where, especially when it comes to physical fitness, it's that, you know, New Year's resolution, I'm gonna like take control of my life again and lose the extra 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it is. And we get really focused on the number, or focusing on what the body looks like, instead of focusing on the state of balance and state of who you want to be as a person, and are the choices that you're making in the day to day allowing you to be that person. And actually, if you step back and notice like, oh man, I'm not being that person today, actually how easy it is to switch gears. It might only actually take 5 minutes. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to, you know, hit the gym for an hour. And like sometimes that actually could make it worse, that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really appreciate you saying that, because I think that's probably relevant to like 100% of the people watching.
I think there's a reason why lots of well-known speakers will jump on a trampoline before they go out on stage, right? Because it's that your body change your state, right? Where I always say to my kids, like when they're really like grumpy, I'm like, well, just go skip around the house, because you can't skip and frown at the same. It's like literally impossible. You cannot skip from one end of the house to the other end and still be frowning when you get to the other end of the house. Like you just can't. You can't like try it.
Awesome.
Try it. I can't skip and frown. So it's that idea.
Oh, I love it.
Right? It's like little things. You just move your body and everything else starts shifting, right? And then you add fresh air into that, and it's like an extra bang for your buck, right? And it is simple, small things that have the biggest impact. Yeah.
I actually
I
said
totally
to Brady
agree.
just the other day. Oh, go ahead, Heather. Sorry.
sorry, for people tuning in, there's a little bit of a lag time. I was just gonna say I totally agree. Sometimes it doesn't have to be like this big epic run, and I hear a lot of times people don't want to come out with me, for example, because they think they'll be left behind or they'll be slowing me down or something like that. And for me, it's just about being outside and being present. But yeah, like it could just be going around the block. I remember when I started running, all I did was I'd walk one block, run a block, walk a block, and I probably just did it for like 10 blocks, you know, like it wasn't very far. It doesn't have to be these huge epic things. And I really actually like just going for a walk, right? Like sometimes I run, sometimes I bike, sometimes I do big stuff, but sometimes I just literally walk. And it might even just be, 100 meters. It doesn't have to be very far.